Good day everyone! Today guys, I'm gonna teach you how to increase your credit score in general, including for those new immigrants coming here to the United States. But what is a credit score? Every person in the United States has a credit score. It shows the consumer's credit worthiness. In other words, your worthiness to pay or pay off your loan. Or in other words, your capacity to pay off loan. So this is a measuring tool for them. Usually the score ranges from 300 to 850. The higher the credit score, the lower the interest rate and better terms whenever you need to do a loan from any institution that offers loan services. For example, like a bank, credit union, dealership, and etc. Because definitely, when you arrive here in the US as a new immigrant, you definitely need to do loan. Loan for buying a car, buying a house, or if you wanted to buy an expensive gadgets like laptop or postpaid cell phones, you can do that also. And if you wanted like to pay off your medical bill, you can get a loan for that. Or you just wanted to get like a personal loan and a lot more. Whatever it is, you might need a loan and you definitely want to have a higher credit score. Because if you have a lower credit score, means you have to spend higher because of the higher interest rate. And definitely, you will have a crappier terms when it comes to getting a loan. Meaning, you'll be spending more money for a certain product that has the same value, but because of your credit score, means you have to pay higher. Let's use this reference as an example only. If I'm planning to buy a new car worth $25,000, if I have a good credit score, like for example, 800, the bank will give me a loan for $25,000 with an annual percentage rate of maybe around 3.5% for a contract period of 5 years. So the total price for purchasing the car will be $27,288. But if I had a low credit score, example like 600, the APR or the annual percentage rate for the brand new car worth $25,000 as per this table will be 11.92%. So that is like almost triple the APR offered to the one who has a 700 credit score. So let's change this. And now, the total price of the car will be worth $33,306. So there is a $6,018 difference for buying the same car just because there's a big difference when it comes to your credit score. So this is just an example of how credit score affects your loan percentage here in the US. But what are the factors that can affect your credit score? Here are some examples. Your credit history, number of open accounts, total levels of debt, and repayment history, and other factors. There are a few ways for you to check your credit score when you arrive here in the US. For me personally, I use Credit Karma. You just need to download this through your phone, either through Google Pay or Apple Pay. So by just creating an account, then logging in, it will show you your credit score. For me, when I first arrived here, I didn't know about this credit score and these applications. So for me, I didn't care much about it. But for my wife, when she opened these applications, she didn't have any score shown on it. Because I think it was like few months after we just arrived. So I think it will take time for your records to be shown on this application. I was only able to check this 5 months after I arrived here in the US. And the initial credit score I had then was 660. And during those 5 months, I didn't own any credit card or didn't use any credit card process through getting any transactions throughout my daily life. Because in my mind, I was definitely convinced that paying my car through my debit card, through autopay, monthly, on time, I was sure that the credit score will definitely go up. But unfortunately, that mentality was wrong. Definitely wrong, guys. That's one of my biggest mistakes coming here to the United States. On March 2020, or around 8 months after arriving here in the US, one of my friends referred me to Advanced Credit Union. She told me that I might get a 4% APR if I do a refinancing through their institution. So after I communicated with them, true enough, they gave me a 4.5% APR rate, which is definitely better as compared to the initial APR that I received through my bank, which was 8.5%. Almost half, right? So that big of a difference. My score then during refinancing was 670. Take note of the number, guys. I will explain more later. So during this time also, I requested from this institution for a credit card. They offer a credit card even though you're a new immigrant coming here to the United States. You don't need to have a credit score or have been living here in few months in the US just to get a credit card from them. You can get it as soon as you arrive here in the US. Which is really great because most of us new immigrants will definitely need to have our credit score up as compared to those locals or for those Americans who have been living here from day one. Honestly, if I did my research and knew about advanced credit unions or any types of credit unions that they are offering these kind of services, I could have avoided some of these problems or could have saved more money. I could have gotten an APR for my brand new car initially coming here to the United States with a rate of around 4.5%. That should have been the rate for me coming here or to the start off. If I knew about it, 8.5% won't be a thing anymore for me. And I could have saved more money. Also, with the credit card, I should have increased my credit score then. And with about 1 year, I could have reached 700 or more. And during the refinance stage, if I had my score higher, I could have saved more. I could have getting the APR lower. That's why I told you guys to take note about my initial APR during my refinancing stage. So after I got my credit card and use it on regular basis, my credit score went up very fast as compared prior to not having one. The line graph shows a slow steady slope. Then now with the credit card, it went so fast, like really upward. And now my score is on the good category, which is around 700 plus. So because my credit score now is on the good category or above 700, my mailbox is full of letters coming from banks offering me credit cards, which is really a good sign. Because if your credit score is low, you'll definitely be rejected if you get or apply for credit card on certain banks. But if your credit score is good, like 700 plus, you won't definitely have a problem anymore. Let's focus more on the app. Let's go to the credit factors. For the payment history, for the loan, I don't miss any payment. You know why? Because I pay it through autopay. Autopay means your debit card or your checking account is linked for the payment for that bank. So meaning monthly, it will be automatically minus to your bank account for the payment for that particular loan. For me, example, it will be the car, electricity, water, and Wi-Fi. So that's one tip for you guys. Have everything autopay so you won't forget any payment. And it will definitely make your life easier. But if you click on here, it says 22 payments. So it's definitely referring only to the car payment. So not for other payments like for the water, electricity. Mostly only based on your loan that you have applied for this particular period of time. The next is the credit card utilization. Your aim here is to keep your credit card utilization at less than 10% of the approved loan. Meaning, for the credit card given to you was a max budget of $1,000, you have to only use $100 for it. Then, make sure to pay it immediately, which is easy enough with the online banking with credit cards nowadays. There's a lot of different tips when it comes to paying your credit card. For example, some articles will say you have to pay them every twice a month, meaning paying in between or 2 weeks after, then another payment or during or few days before the due date. They claim that it will increase your credit score more. But like for me, if I have a chance to pay for that credit card, I pay it immediately. I pay it as soon as I can, whenever I'm free. Example, I just bought something. After a few hours, I will pay for that credit card. So definitely I won't forget. Because like for me, I'm a definitely forgetful person. So I would rather have everything paid as soon as I can before I tend to forget them and go beyond the due date. Definitely, I don't want that to happen. And that, my friend, will definitely affect your credit score, having a late payment. Then, if you miss a payment, this will fall under to the next category, which is called derogatory remarks. And unfortunately, this record can stay for 7 to 10 years. Yikes. So better off with autopay with some of your loans and make sure to pay it on time. You can put some alarm for monthly alarm just before the due date, just to make sure that you'll be able to pay on time. The next is the credit history. If you see here, I'm only like 7 months. I'm not sure why it's only 7 months, but I'm sure it's definitely longer than that. I've been here around like 1 year and 6 months. So in this record, it still shows that I'm on the red zone. Red zone because it's less than 2 years. And I don't have any control over this. Good thing this is considered as a low impact versus your credit score. Then the next will be the total number of counts. Here you can see I have 4 total number of counts. Here you can see I am flagged again as a red color because I only have total of 4 accounts. Apparently, lenders wants to see you with variety of accounts responsibly. Take note of the variety and responsibly. Even though you have a lot of accounts, but you can't manage them properly or responsibly, then that will be useless. You might have your credit score down if that happens. So make sure if you have a lot of accounts, make sure you manage them properly. Make sure to pay them on time and don't have anything pay over the past due dates. So for my 4 total accounts, I have 2 accounts for my auto loan. One with the previous bank, which is already closed, and the other one is with the Advantial, which is still current. Then the remaining 2 accounts will be from the credit card from the Advantial. Then one of the credit card is from one of the most known stores here in the US. It is linked to like one of the known banks here in the US. And FYI guys, a lot of stores here in the US, they offer credit card. upfront to the cashier. So make sure to grab those things, especially if you have like a approved credit score, like a high credit score, you can grab those just to have like more accounts for you to use. So for me, apparently, I need to have more accounts, more variety of accounts in order for me to have a better score on this category. Then the next category is the hard inquiries. This is where I made a dumb and innocent mistake when I arrived here in the US. I didn't know that asking a simple question whether you can open a credit card account from a bank or from a financial institution would cause your credit score to go down. I had no idea. Also, I didn't know that in order for you to be approved for your credit card, you should have a great credit history. It is subject for approval depending on the bank and depending on the financial institution. So take note of those two things, guys. It was a very innocent question to the bank teller, and I told it in a very casual tone. And she never mentioned that credit card requests are subject for approval. And she knew that I was a new immigrant without a credit score. So I don't know why she still ran that. If I knew, I never would have asked. Also, she's the one who referred me to a different financial institution in order for me to ask about the APR, or maybe they can offer me a better APR. She's the one. So if you see here, there's two records. One from the bank and one from my financial institution. I don't know why it says like a different time frame, but I asked these two questions or these two institutions in the span of 1 hour. Right after I went to the bank, I went to that financial institution and asked them about it. I asked them a simple question and I didn't know about it, that it will affect my credit score. Good thing I only did it twice. Good thing. I didn't know that this will be put into record, so beware, guys. Don't inquire on banks or financial institution if you know that you have a low credit score, meaning your approval chances will be very, very low. Instead, do some research and go for credit union, as some of them will offer credit card even though you are a new immigrant here in the US or without a credit score or without a credit history. This will definitely increase your credit score as compared to waiting for the time in order for you to be approved by other bank institutions or for other financial institutions for you to be offered credit card. In order to avoid asking or having hard inquiries with high possibility of being turned down, I suggest wait. Wait for the mail or letters coming from different banks offering you pre-qualified credit cards. This is most likely you won't be turned down with these kind of offers. Like I said, now I have multiple offers from different banks because I already reached more than 700 points. But even before I reach 700 points, I have few credit cards which is being offered to me through my mail, asking me like if I wanted to register under that bank to get a credit card approved. The only difference is they have like a high percentage for interest rate. But if you pay them before the due date, you won't have any problems. Also, just keep your credit card. If you don't use it, don't close them, as this will have an impact on your credit score as well. Keep them active. You don't necessarily need to use all of them. You can just set them aside. So hopefully guys, you learned something from this video. But before we end, I just wanted to thank some of my supporters. Shout out to Miss Beam Marie Eclipse Madapil. Thank you, ma'am, for supporting. And congratulations po kay Joanne Horda. Nagpa-refinance po siya from 7.5% APR. Now is down to 2.47. And na-shorten pa daw yung time ng contract niya. Diba? Which is really great for you. Congratulations po sa inyo. Shout out also to Neil, Sheila, and Zoe Escanio. Very cute name. And shout out kina Joe, Jen, Jacob, Mapa. Thank you guys for subscribing and thank you for supporting my channel. And I wanted to take this opportunity to greet all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. Thank you for all the hard work, the loving, and of course the sacrifices that you've done for your children. I won't be who I am if not because of my late mother. Anyway, for those new to my channel, please click the like button, subscribe button, and please share to your friends. Again po, I'm Nurse Juan de la Cruz, your OFW. Thank you for watching. God bless. Stay safe. Bye-bye.